This new record that I'm putting out is called Hidden Memories. I've been working on it for about 2.5 years. It started off with me going into a studio and getting some ideas of what I wanted it to sound like for a record that would be kind of live, a mix between organic sounds, but also had a lot of electronic feel. Over the course of those 2 years, I just developed a bunch of different ideas for songs. I worked closely with my friend FJ DeSanto on this record as well, who was kind of like a guiding force in hearing the thousands of demos that I would write every day and kind of honing in on the best songs, the ones that made the most sense, the ones that represented the new division the best. The hardest part was coming up with which ones to choose because there were so many different songs. There was literally by the end of it about 150 songs that I had to choose from. So we sat down, went through a bunch of those, and then started deciding which ones I had to finish because most of them were undeveloped ideas. And then little by little started figuring out which ones are going to make the record. The hardest part for me is writing lyrics. I think that's always the hardest thing, is to figure out the vocal melodies and then finish the lyrics, because the music is always comes naturally to me, but the actual words that go with the vocals and the music and all that kind of stuff, that's the hardest part. It often starts off with a bunch of mumbles and I kind of sing a melody that I have in my head, but then I start combining those melodies into a full-on vocal idea. I try to create some kind of meaning, but a lot of the songs that I end up writing don't really have any specific meaning per se. They're kind of more like a collage of words that I think that go well together. It's funny because a lot of them end up being about really dark subjects and dark topics, and I think it's because a lot of dark words sound cooler than singing about things that are happy. And the music is already fairly dark in some ways, but there are some happy moments, so there's a bit of a mix between hopefulness, darkness, but then also at the same time there's a mystery to everything I'm saying as well, because I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time until I actually listen to the song later. There's been many times where I finish the song and I'm just like, I don't know what this is about. I'm not sure where it came from, what it means, and then a year later I'll listen to that song again and be like, oh, this song is actually about this one experience I had. The theme of the album is called Hidden Memories because a lot of the songs that I end up writing don't necessarily have an apparent meaning to me, but they're kind of things that I'm digging inside of my head as I'm going through the creative process. So it's kind of like a weird version of psychotherapy where I like to let the listener decide later on what it means. And in so many words, what Hidden Memories is about, it's just these songs that don't necessarily have a defined meaning, but I'm trying to little by little piece them together. I think this is the one that I definitely thought about the most, was most worried about getting right. I'm not really a perfectionist at all. I kind of hate perfectionism, but in this project I kind of went against my traditional, I guess, modus operandi, and I really did go directly into attempting to really make this record as perfect as possible, and I think it came out pretty good.
They said don't go outside.